All right. So here's the big issue. Everyone on TikTok thinks that they have ADHD. It's very, very popular on TikTok to speculate on whether you have some kind of disorder. You name it, someone on TikTok wants to diagnose you with it. If you look up ADHD on TikTok, the topic alone has over 9 billion views. So I have ADHD. I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was really, really young. Apparently TikTok knows that I have ADHD. They've cracked the case and they've been nonstop feeding me ads for ADHD medication ever since.
Put a finger down, adult ADHD edition. Put a finger down if you're constantly running late. Put a finger down if you find...
The main problem with these ads is that they're making these big generalizations about ADHD. They use catchy things like, are you forgetful or chatty? Basically, if you are feeling any way other than normal, it could be ADHD, according to these ads. Today I want to take a look at a couple of the companies that are advertising ADHD medicine on TikTok. When I went to research for this video, the first thing I did was just Google these companies that have been advertising to me, and that's when I saw the organization Media Matters went after TikTok for allowing Cerebral and Done to use predatory advertisements to swindle young kids into thinking they might have ADHD. The first thing that I notice when I go to Cerebral's website has nothing to do with ADHD. The biggest thing on their website is a picture of Simone Biles. One of the weirdest things that they have on this website is the quotes. Bloomberg News said, it's as simple as ordering a taxi to the airport on your phone. The main issue with these companies is that they treat themselves as a one-stop shop for ADHD. So typically the way it works is you would get tested for ADHD by a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Then you would either have them send that record of your test to your primary care doctor, or you would continue seeing that psychiatrist or psychologist and they would prescribe you the medicine. With these companies like Cerebral and Done, they connect you to the doctor, they prescribe the medication, and they even act as the pharmacy to send you the medication. It just feels very fishy and it reeks of vertical integration. They control every single process of your ADHD experience, if you will. Usually, there's all these different people you go to that build your ADHD diagnosis and build your treatment plan. Something very shady that I notice about them is that they don't call their doctors providers, they call them prescribers. They're definitely a pill mill. If you go to the Cerebral website, they have a list of their prescribers. Right off the bat, you notice that they list all of the MDs at the top. It seems like they have 6 actual doctors as prescribers, and after that, there are just hundreds and hundreds of nurse practitioners. Having your entire workforce basically being nurse practitioners is a huge red flag. If they're the only doctors, they're the ones who are supervising all of the other nurse practitioners. There's very, very little oversight when it comes to these companies, and it really is looking like a huge pill mill cash grab, especially since nurse practitioners have a bad reputation when it comes to prescribing medicine to patients. I just can't get over the fact that they call their healthcare providers prescribers instead of providers. When you go to a doctor is not a prescriber. They're providing you with a service. Another thing I noticed that's pretty weird about the Cerebral website in particular is that when you try to look into the bios of their prescribers, the website becomes incredibly slow. Whereas when you're trying to check out or when you're trying to purchase services on their website, the website moves incredibly fast. So it seems like they really don't want you looking into the bios of their prescribers. Another big issue with these companies is their price. Since Done and Cerebral, they control their whole process, the price is incredibly inflated. One of the main things that these companies are advertising on is saying that their services are much cheaper than going to an actual doctor or getting prescribed medication in a conventional way. But the issue is, it's actually not cheaper than going to a doctor. Instead of paying like $30 a month, you're paying more like $325 a month. And the weirdest part about the whole thing is that even if you do pay these companies $300 a month, there's still no guarantee that you would even be prescribed medication. All of this is obviously very bad and alarming. Now would be the part in the video normally where I would get a membership and I would record everything for you guys, but I think that that would be dangerous. So instead, I figure it makes sense for us to bring things all the way back to the beginning, to TikTok, and make fun of their stupid ads.
Put a finger down, Adult ADHD Edition. Put a finger down if you love going on shopping sprees. Put a finger down if some days it's hard to get out of bed. Put a finger down if you find yourself constantly hard even when you're low on cash. If your whole hand is down, don't worry, you're not alone.
Oh my!
Alright, that's all for this one. I hope you guys liked it. If you like it, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.